very chill Wednesday here at the Gardens, Nigeria. And I thought I'd give a friend a call to have a conversation. My name is Ruben Kikumuro of the Fat Cats podcast with a distinguished guest, Rugby Africa Cup captain of the Uganda Rugby Cranes 15s, Pirates club captain, and also a leader of many, Ivan Magomu. A lot has been going on, a lot has been said, a lot has been going on social media as well. But first things first, I know a lot of people consider so many things, but with all these things that are happening, man, how are you? How is everything for you? How are you taking it in?
First of all, let me start by greeting the viewers.
You always tell me that thing.
Is it evening?
I think it's evening now. Yeah, 5.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ivan Magomu, captain Uganda Rugby Cranes. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Yeah. So I was still asking you, man. Are you kawa, man? You know, as men, we rarely even ask ourselves if we are fine, man. We're like, man, I'm okay. I'm kawa, but are you good?
You, when you see me, what do you say?
I see you're good, but you see,
so I am kawa.
Our culture has programmed us so much to hide things. So with all the pressure and all the words that have been said and all the hearings you've been called for, and also embarking on that camp you guys were in, to the pressure of competing for the country, are you good as a person?
I am a very good person.
Yes. Are you okay?
I am very okay. It's not new to me. Those who know me from way back, these DC things are not new. So from way back, I've always been thrown in the deep end. But that's okay, you know. As long as what I'm doing is right and purposeful, then I'll always be okay with me.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations for the Rugby Africa Cup. I know it's not what our ideal target was, but it was a good thing to not be removed out of the top tier, so we have a chance to compete for the Rugby World Cup next year. And it was a good showing. Of course, even against Zimbabwe, regardless of the fact that we lost, we came back strong in the second half, and then on match day 2 we came back strong against Burkina Faso and then against Senegal as well. It was a tough game, but still we won that, and that's what's important. A win is a win, and we represented the country very well, and that was great. So I just want to understand, from a Rugby Cranes point of view, the camp, how was it for you guys? I mean, you did travel to South Africa. Was everything kawa from provisions that the players needed and everything according to what was promised? Was everything good?
Africa Cup, we begin with the Africa Cup tournament, major success.
Yeah.
Everyone was happy, the fans were happy, the players were put up their best like always. We always punch above our weight, you know that.
Yeah.
We put our bodies on the line, and like you mentioned, we're able to stay in contention for next year's Rugby World Cup.
Yes.
But the biggest achievement for me is the ranking. We went up in ranking above our noisy neighbors. It hasn't happened
in a minute,
in a while. So it shows, you know, despite all the struggles and stuff, the hardships, we still remain positive and are able to put our bodies on the line and give our best for our dear country. I wouldn't move on without thanking my dear players, my fellow athletes. You punched above your weight. Yes, we came short, but if you looked at our route, it was really tough, and it involved the eventual champions. And if you look at the way we played, had we managed the game better in the first half,
definitely,
I would have stood a chance in the second half, really, to kill it off. And you know, we are the only team that really gave Zim a run for their money. The others really, so it was kind of a walkover. But it's good. We still remain in pole position, and we play a common foe, that is Kenya. Not new to us. So how we prepare going forward is we'll determine. It's a really fantastic time.
They say the weather was crazy.
It was really cold. We went winter.
I know one of the games was at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Unfortunately, I didn't play that game. I had a hammy, a groin actually, was disturbing me. But if you've been to camp, camp is not how do they say it? Rose and Mary? I don't know. It's not a bed of roses.
Yeah, it's not a bed of roses.
You're going into camp. In your head you may think it's going to be easy, but it's not really easy. Yeah, we went to camp. We went through what any player would go through during camp.
Yeah.
And if you're good, I can say if you're good athlete, if you're a good fighter, I could relate this to sorts of military camps.
Yeah.
You go to polish up, you have to go through the hardships. So my team from Modimol, we usually say Moduli. We didn't. Those who expected roses got a rude awakening. First game, we had to rally from behind. Second game, we went to Joburg. It was really tough, but we managed to pick ourselves up, and you saw how close we were against when we played against the Pretoria Select. So it was good. We benefited a lot. We picked up a lot. It could show in performance. We improved in our fitness. We improved in a few aspects of the game. I cannot complain much. Yeah.
And of course, you came back and you had also a stint in Ginger before the team announcement. But of course, you've talked about some of the successes. But what were some of the challenges you guys experienced in the period of the camp from South Africa to Ginger?
Of course, the normal challenges. When you go to camp, when you leave your country, you're supposed to be able to adapt to the environment, adapt to the food. You have to toughen mentally and physically, and those were the challenges, and we're able to overcome them. It was winter. Most of our lips, were all swollen. You'd think someone has malaria. We grew pale. I came back and had scratches on my legs because of the weather. But we're able to toughen up. When we went and played in these tough conditions, they really helped us going forward in the Africa Cup tournament. So it was only basically the environment. We cannot really complain. We're sleeping well, we're eating well, and our main purpose was to go in camp and see that we improve, and not to go on holiday.
The reason why I ask that is because one of the guys that was in the camp, or that had gone earlier on, Ivan Kabagambe, who's also your teammate at Pirates, he put out a statement just a few hours ago saying that some of the players were sleeping on the floor, and they didn't have a cooker, and when he tried to maybe request for a couple of things, he got sidelined, and he ended that by saying that he stands with you. So what do you have to say about that? Do you guys have any other challenges? Did you hear about their plight when they were there?
Yes, of course, so many challenges, and I'd like to stand with Ivan too. He had to be listened to and maybe understood. We don't really know what transpired. I just got to hear that one of my players has actually been sent back to Uganda from. I didn't really dig deep into the nitty-gritties, but of course I had a chat with him, and he broke it down to me about the challenges they are facing, and the allowances not coming in time. And like I've mentioned.
So with the allowances not coming in time, how are they surviving in South Africa?
How are they surviving in South Africa? Earlier at the beginning of the conversation, I spoke about what to expect in camp. It's not a bed of roses. And if you're not really patient enough, then you may end up giving up easily. I'm not trying to fault Ivan or anyone, but that's the mentality that any team should, or any player should have while going back. It's a good relationship between the Union and the Blue Bulls. So such cases come up. How they are handled depends on really the organization, but even the SFC guys, they send for pros. They can send, let me say, 80 guys, and you find 10 or 8 guys have not, it's not always, it won't always go smoothly. So I stand with Ivan too. He had a reason to be hard, and he was not hard, and maybe we can work better around that.
Okay. Of course, for those that are watching this, we're just enjoying our Now special, and we're at the Gardens, Nigeria. Today is a Wednesday, so every Wednesday they have what they call the reggae night. and that is something that you can always look out for. If you love yourself some reggae, I know Ivan loves reggae, so that is a night that you look out for. Very, very good. And then of course there are different varieties of nights as well. Of course Thursdays having the rock night, and then Tuesdays having quiz night, among others. But just check out their pages. They always put out updates and everything, and make sure that you are enjoying your Now Special while you're at it, and make sure that you do not drink and drive and that you're above 18 when you are enjoying the Now Special. But anyway, before we leave that topic of South Africa and the camps.
Yes.
One of the anonymous messages I got, and I want to leave it anonymous because it's in our line of work. It's important to have that trust from these people so that they can continue confiding in you. One of the things that came up was that you guys were receiving $100 per game for Rugby Africa, and in total for the rugby camp you got 200,000 Ugandan shillings. Just to reiterate so that people don't think that I've minced my words, from the information that I got, at $100 per game and 200,000 Ugandan shillings for the entirety of the camp. I want you to confirm or deny this, and also, was that what was agreed upon when you were going into camp?
100%. I can confirm 100% that those were the figures that were remitted to us. But of course, going into camp, we're told different figures.
Okay. What figures were you told?
We're told we're going to be given $1 million shillings per game.
$1 million shillings per game.
Yes, but after the games, of course, my players, of course, go to sign for their money and come back and they're like, man, capture storage chimwa. Saja watu gamba ABC and D at storage. You get? So, it's really tough on my side, I am the gap, the connection between the union and the athletes. So if I come and tell you that this is how my athletes are feeling, and you make it look like I am pushing my own agenda, then it doesn't sit well. Ruben, I'll take you back in 2021 when I was given the armband. Yes. And if you've been following critically, my target and all the interviews I went to, I kept mentioning about the 2027 World Cup. Yes. But in between there, I kept mentioning welfare of the players, welfare of the players, welfare of the players. And I've always stressed, Ruben, we are the guys, we are the entertainers, Yes. You come literally to watch us play. And if you're not really paying your entertainer enough, then how do you expect him to entertain you 100%? They won't. Okay. So that has been the issue that's been happening. But like you said, our promised $1 million shillings per game, and we only came out with $300 in total. Yes. Okay. But then the 200,000 was the agreed amount for the camp? Ruben, now, one of this is a series that we're going to run, because we're going to actually even have some of the union representatives hopefully come on, and it's called Uncovering Facts. So we really want to put the facts there so that the general public can know. We have so many people on social media that just argue without knowing things. Sometimes they are right, sometimes they are wrong. And you see someone just tweeting or whatever, and what we want to do is make sure that everything is in place. Yeah. So that's why I'm asking, just to make sure that we have proper clarity. So for the 200, Ruben, the issue is you promise us contracts. And when I go and talk to you and say, Mr. X, you promised us contracts, what's happening? Then Mr. X will run and say Ivan is mobilizing players, he's trying to I don't know how to say it, he's trying to bring Vuyos in camp and ABC and D. Get guys to rebel. He wants them to rebel. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to save you from future problems. But they don't want to understand, that concept. So that is where the issue has been. I've been advocating for contracts from the time we were in France, and they've been not complying to that. Were the payments in France okay, as per whatever contracts you had or understandings you had? Yeah, they're okay, given the time in which we prepared and the intensity we put in. We had only actually a month to prepare that time, So gathering the resources and stuff like that, it was really okay as compared to this time where we really put in a lot of time. And the thing is, even up to now, the areas from France, some are pending.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
Still pending. Hopefully they get to clear those.
Okay, that is quite unfortunate, but that is perhaps something we'll see how to dig deeper in and maybe ask the authorities that be. One of the things I want to now ask as we transition into something else. So, with of course the payments that came through, the $100 per game, which is $300 plus the other money that was given for the camp, and of course your teammates coming to a kapi storage man. Kati certain za contracts So is that what triggered you to again go out and talk about what you talked about? Because you put out something commenting on the General Secretary of the NCS, National Council of Sports, Uganda, Ogwell, Honorable Ogwell, and then, but this was something that was already recommended by the Ministry of Sports, Education and Sports, that this person is perhaps, they recommend that this person may be stepped down. And this is something that you did, but also you went on NTV and you also talked about how the money does not trickle down to the most important part of the game, the players, or where the kickbacks perhaps take a lot of the money that should have been going to the players. So is that payment thing the one thing that triggered you to go out and be open about these things? Because when I talked to you previously, like team announcing and everything, you seemed kawa. And then all of a sudden, now you're coming out yet again. Keep in mind, this is something.
I'm still kawa.
Keep in mind, this is something that you had been.
I came out saying what, Robert? I came out fighting, saying what?
You talked about, of course, the issue of Honorable Ogwell, and then you also
Dr.
talked
Ogwell.
about the kickbacks.
On NTV.
Yes, on NTV.
Yes. So where is the problem?
I'm not saying there's a problem. I'm saying you were kawa at that point. So I'm saying,
is this one of the reasons?
Is this one of the reasons that led you to that? Because remember, you had actually been banned previously in the Rugby Championship for again a case called bringing the game in disrepute. And yet again, this is one of the cases that showed up when the statement by the Uganda Rugby Union was put out.
Okay. So let us go back. To the first incident where I brought the game into disrepute and. I was banned for I think 4 to 6 weeks. I didn't play for 6 weeks. I remember. Came back.
Played for a big chunk. You didn't play for a big chunk of the regular season.
Yes. I came back towards
the playoffs.
The playoffs. Yes. So like I said, yes. Our dear sponsor releases money.
Yes.
They increased. I don't know the money to how much? How much was it? You may be knowing the figures.
I want to get the facts right. I'm not going to say a figure that I'm not sure of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, I'll take you back.
Yeah.
There's the athlete.
Yes.
There's the funds, and there's of course the body, the governing body or the sponsor, something like that. So, like I said, with the athletes.
Yeah.
Entertain you, fun.
Yes.
You have your fun, you purchase the product,
yes.
You praise us, ABC and D. In the evening, there will be entertainment.
Yes.
You get entertainment for everyone. Okay? But now, the people I don't want to go deep inside. Why don't you want to go deep inside? I don't want to go deep inside. Don't you think it is necessary for your people that are standing with you to know some of these things? I understand there is a level of discretion you're supposed to keep, but please share what you can. Let's continue. So, the story of the image rights comes like this. We go for a photo shoot. Okay. I think on the bypass, I think around Bwebaja. So we carry ourselves, of course, to the bypass. So we go to take pictures, and then I look at the contracts. I'm like, guys, let me have a look at the contracts. You get, there's something that I want to scrutinize and see, And then, of course, I have a look at the contract. the players that had arrived before me and had already signed the contract without going through it fully. So I call one by one to the side and I tell them, guys, it's ABC and D. They're saying they're going to give us this amount of money. Yes, it's not bad, but if you break it down, you end up getting this amount of money. And initially, if you broke it down, because we're supposed to get that money, 500,000 for images that were going to run, the socials and all that. And it was to come after, I think, 90 or 60 days. So if you broke it down for the whole season, and the contract was a bit not well looked through. So I tell the person in charge now, Mr. Maringa, I call him, boss, this is not right. Huh? Yeah, Mr. Maringa, this is not right. Huh? This ABC and D does not trickle down to, what we are going to give you in value as athletes. Our images are going to run every week. My team is Pirates, Pirate Cobs, Magomu's picture will be running. They're even digitalized.
Those photos mash me up. I don't know if they put some Vaseline on you guys. They'll be looking.
That even, we're going to start running those anime things.
Yes.
And I tell them no.
Yes.
If my thing is going to be running, you see in Tinder.
Yes.
That billboard.
On those billboards, those motion billboards, yes.
I cannot settle for this money.
Okay.
If you broke it down, you are going to actually be paid 40k per month. 40,000 Uganda shillings.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 per month. Yet there goes an influencer of the game getting, I think, 100 to 150. Is it per week? I don't know, per month, whenever they tweet.
I think influencers, from the ones I know, of course, a number of them have different contracts, but they get a payment at the end of the season or the league, let me say. So they are given money at the end of the league, at the end of the sevens, at the end of Uganda Cup.
How much money?
Probably around, I'm going to say a mil.
A mil. When all the players play these circuits, does it amount to a mil in a month?
What are your current earnings at? Let's start with Pirates for an average player. I don't want to ask for yours because you're a senior player. You might be having some extra bonuses.
No, in Pirates there's nothing like senior player, and I've kept it up to national team and the same as my players. Let me say this on camera. They do not pay me as captain of Uganda,
so
and they do not pay
does not
me
get any bonus
more than my players. I keep it level. We earn the same, so no one has the right to complain that Captain has missed a tackle yet.
Yet
he earns more. You get, hey. So I've never brought that yet. Initially in other sports, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But that's a debate for another day. The whole issue here was, no, I jam. I said no. Ivan Magomu of Uganda, I'm not going to get 40k per month. So of course I went and of course tweeted, and I was like, guys, if you remember the tweet very well, I said I told my players ABC and D because I felt ABC and D. I am waiting on the union. Maybe we can sit down and discuss on a round table. Of course, then of course I was slapped with charges, bringing the sport into disrepute. I went and faced the DC, headed by Madame Geraldine.
I think that DC, you and that DC.
And okay, of course, I plead guilty.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I've brought the sport into disrepute.
In that particular case, why did you plead guilty? You thought you had done wrong?
They mentioned using the proper channels.
You don't think you had used the proper channels?
They said X was not a proper channel, and I said,
what are the proper channels anyway?
What are the proper channels? Proper channels, you write an email to the union, and let them know of your voice or your complaints. Then, but it's not like it's happening the first time. We've done it over and over, and there's no response whatsoever.
So you've written emails and they have been blanked.
I can say this on record that I have written to union on several occasions about the matters affecting me and my athletes. But of course, it's the same old story. Same old story. no positive response. So I was still taking you through the first DC. So of course I plead guilty. I'm like, okay, it's okay.
Yes.
I wrote the wrong channels. ABC and D, I will serve.
Yes.
I go and apologize. I pulled down my tweet. Everyone saw.
Yes.
But in the recommendations,
Yes.
Madam Chair clearly put and said, okay,
Geraldine Akubu.
yes, we have come down. You voiced your concerns. I am going to send them to the union. Okay. After sending them to the union, they will call you, sit down, and you see, we get to see tweet that there's a solution to this.
Yeah.
To date,
To date.
no comms,
How long has it been?
no copy of the ruling. From I don't know May. When did the league end?
Last, about-
Feb, March,
The league ended in June, but
April.
I was around
I don't really remember. So
May. Yeah. Let's
Yes.
say May.
So I asked myself again, what are the proper channels now? You know,
Yes.
I have done everything I need to do,
Yeah.
but there's no response whatsoever, positive response. So that is why I paused. Actually, after that, I met her sometime before we even went to Modimo. Said, "Oh, madam, how are you? I'm still waiting on my recommendations. You know,
Your
from the DC. Me, I took the punishment, but I'm not seeing anything.
You're not saying anything.
Oh, of course, yes, you shall." She goes, she runs down, and I'm like, okay. That, of course, I put, they say, the sponsor into Disrepute and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't remember mentioning the sponsor anyway. I don't remember calling anyone a thief or they've stolen money or they've done anything.
Yes.
All I ever mentioned was, boss, let's get on the table
And we talk about
this
rights.
image rights, because it's a big thing.
Yes.
It's a big thing. There's even a court ruling about, the same.
Okay.
And I told them, guys, it's ABC and D. Let's sit down and see, us also benefiting from this whole thing. 0 marks to date. Yeah, so come back, finish the league on a high. We go into camp. We finish the tournament really well. I don't say we're not paid. We're paid.
Yes.
Yeah, we still have some areas that are demanding, but we're not paid enough. Now, the issue of Dr. Oguel comes in, and still they say I have put the sport in Disrepute. Now, if you listen to the recording, Madam Chair,
I don't know if that recording was legally or illegally taken, because part of the recording talks about your lawyer, Mr. Timothy Kaja,
yes,
asking for a recording, and there was no recording, or at least not to the knowledge of Geraldine Akubu. But somehow there has been a recording that has been circulating, and I got the chance to listen to it, and it was very interesting.
how interesting was it?
Interesting, actually. One, now that we have actually reached this point, let us actually discuss it properly. Now, number one, June 1st. June 1st? Yeah, June 1st. Rugby Championship final.
Yes,
Pirates versus Heathens.
yes.
Towards the end of full-time, or the case that comes out of it, as per the union statement, is attacking or attaching a match official.
Yes.
After that game, what are your thoughts on, before even going into the dynamics of that one, what are your thoughts on that? Do you agree that there was an attack? Do you not agree that there was an attack?
Now, if you have a look at the charge sheet, actually the complaint from Sauda, the referee, of course, the charges were I attacked her, I assaulted her, and that violates the law. And I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, he who
does what?
I don't take in that angle, but if you claim I've done something, then prove it.
Okay.
Prove it.
Evidence.
So, of course, let me give you what happened after the final whistle. Everyone asked Sauda.
Yeah.
I feel we still had some time.
Yes.
Some stoppages in the game I've been following. I think we still have a bit of time. So no, my time is done. It's here. What? So I follow her till the 10th, of course, and I'm like, but of course, next time you tell us it's ABC and D, and you know, of course, voicing my complaints as captain, where I was not satisfied with some few incidents that happened in the game. Oh, of course, when I get into the tent, I was actually with Umar Rudolph was following me. I get into the tent, but you know, we need to be a bit fair.
Yes.
We invest a lot of time and emotions and ABC and D, and if we feel this call hasn't gone our way, then you have to listen to us. You have to listen to us. But if you dismiss us because of maybe the history we have from high school, then it doesn't sit well with me. And out of the blue, Awan Olupot, the other referee,
one of the match officials on the day.
Yes. Came and jumped on me and pushed me out. I'm like, bro, wagwan. And of course, Omar pulled me out and we left. And we left. That was the whole issue. But of course, if you complain, then the procedure should be you complain, you write to maybe the union, the people in charge, complaining. This person should be summoned as per the law. You know, within 48 hours and punishment given after, maybe within 2 weeks. I looked at the document, it was not signed. There was no proof of receipt. And I was like, what is happening here? If
Did you receive any information within that time?
No, none.
About this citation or the potential citation? Because I want to tell you, I was talking to Edwin and Ernest, I think at the time, and I was like, I think there's going to be a bit of a nego here, where maybe they would have to call you in to just maybe ascertain what are your facts and then what are their facts. Did anything happen?
It was brought out of time, man. You know, you cannot. Out of time is out of time.
So the first time you heard about it was after Rugby Africa Cup?
Just recently, when the charges were dropped against me here.
Wow.
So what was the use of bringing that matter on this charge? A matter that, you know, was out of time. Hey, in law they squash it and even they squash it for and charge you for damages.
I think even that's what was said in the DC, that that case is really does not hold water.
Yeah, but she still referred to it.
She referred to it
carefully. She still referred to it when she was submitting. I was very attentive, and my lawyer also mentioned the same at some point. If you really listen attentively.
Perhaps I need to listen again, but
yes. So from there, of course, we move on to the second charge.
The one that is like your best stop. You know, I was telling some guys yesterday, you know those high school things of noisemakers list. When the teacher tells you to write noisemakers, sometimes there are those guys who just write because you know, guaranteed they are going to be on that list somehow. There's no way a person X can miss on a noisemakers list. So for you, bringing the game into disrepute is something that is reoccurring for you. And yet again, it has happened.
How?
It has happened from the other time of the image rights or what they at least said, and now.
How have I brought the sport of rugby into disrepute?
You cannot ask me, I'm not the union. I'm also asking questions or just ascertaining the facts that were given to us. So now, tell me what your thoughts are.
The DC says, by tweeting about Dr. Ogwell, I brought the game of rugby into disrepute. It's like I was attacking an official who is part of URU. And I'm like, no, I am not the PS, Minister of Finance. I am not Mr. Ngovi. I am not the PS. Mr. Ngovi released this, put it outside and said Dr. Ogwell, and recommended recommended to the NCS that the SG, Dr. Badad Ogwell, has been deemed, unfit to continue serving as. That is the permanent secretary, PS. He writes to the NCS the chairman NCS,
Yes.
Tashovia, replies
Uh-huh.
to him. So I want to ask you, Ruben.
Uh-huh.
Me, Ivan Magomu,
Yes.
when I go and talk about something that is of public domain,
Yes.
public domain is for the public, so public interest.
Yes.
How have I violated or brought the game of rugby to this?
There was one thing that was said in that audio by Geraldine.
Yes.
I don't know what her title is. I really want to put a title before her name.
When you go and search deep with Geraldine,
But apologies if I have not put a title when I'm saying the name because I'm not sure of the title. But the one thing that came out was that you should have, first of all, she highlighted the fact that you said Dr. Ogwell and co, which means when you say and co, that from what her audio says, that implies you're saying NCS. Now, on the second bit of it is you should have ideally stated that, in my opinion, or me as Ugandan say, because
now
you
let me
are
tell you.
the Rugby Cranes captain, 15s.
So
they do not. Maybe they were not sure of what capacity you're speaking as.
Am I only a rugby player or I'm also something else?
I don't know.
How many Magomu do you know? Ivan Magomu?
I know Ivan Magomu the lawyer, Ivan Magomu the father, Ivan Magomu the rugby player. Those are the ones I know. I don't know which other one.
Ivan Magomu the revolutionary. Let me tell you, Ruben, when we were in law school, I used to tell very many people about the sports. I used to say, but sports think. There's, sports law, I know one time it will come and change.
It will come and change.
You get? Came. I even wrote an article jubilating. I was like, man, it's a glimmer of hope for us athletes, man. For a long time we've been working hard, but what do we have to show? I've
always wanted to ask you, when you write those articles, are you given some money for
no, that article, no. Now, let me tell you.
But you've not written an article once.
Once. That
you've written more than once.
That's true? Only once. That article, surprisingly, I wrote it last year. Around August, coming September, the law was, I sent it to Monitor, I kept quiet. It came out this year on the image rights issue. Remember that? So
they had sat on it.
Of course. You have to know people to push your thing. If you don't know, you send it there and keep quiet. But luckily everything happened and it came out. So it sets, it is the law. It's supposed to guide the sports industry.
Yes.
And it's also supposed to protect we the athletes. So in that article, I mentioned I mentioned the fact that we are the core product.
Yes.
And without us, it can't happen. So how are you taking care of your core product? Now, Madame Geraldine says, I accuse Dr. Bernard Ogwell of being corrupt. Yes. You have mentioned Ivan Magomu, the rugby cranes captain, Ivan Magomu, the lawyer, the father, APC and So, what if I put it out as Ivan Magomu, the sports lawyer?
So now
can you prove otherwise?
Their argument will be that they did not understand what capacity you are speaking in, because when you're speaking on matters rugby or matters sports, you speak in the capacity as a rugby captain.
Yes, that matters. You are you. Bring you are into Disrepute. Image rights. What if I go and say sponsor ABC? I bring the sport into Disrepute. But matters of national interest, I have a right to comment about it. Let me tell you.
Yes.
Athlete rights are also human rights.
Yes.
You get?
Yeah.
We are also allowed to do something outside. You see, this is going to discourage very many people. Some will be like, an accountant will be like, but man, why should I carry on with the game of rugby? When man, when I ask about accountability here and there, they will say Magomu, ABC and D.
Yeah.
So she tried to say, I am the one calling Dr. Bernard Ogwell corrupt. In the audio, she listened very well. She says, Namusalido Musango. So putting the people she's the union is working
and she was saying that perhaps the case is not yet done, and for you had seemed to jump to a conclusion.
Am I the courts of law? Am I the Chief Justice or Winyidoro? Am I Gobi? Why? These are the questions you didn't ask these people. Ivan Magomu is number one in Uganda.
Yes.
And I need to know. I have a right whatsoever.
Yeah.
I pay taxes now, my friend. I pay taxes. I have a right to know where my taxes go. So, and like the president said, you will carry on cross. You will be a judge to yourself. You will be judged single-handedly. So, if you're coming to try and incriminate me and say Magomu has got there because I've spoken about Dr. Let Dr. Go carry his cross. Okay? He's not, yes, of course, there's the presumption of innocence. He has to go and prove that. He's going to go and prove that. With the courts of law, they will clear him, A, B, C, and D, whether he's innocent or not. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. I have the right to comment.
Yes.
You see people comment on President Museveni and Magomu.
But some of them are picked up by drones.
Do I abuse? Did I abuse? How many people have abused? Yeah?
Okay.
You know, it's oppression, really. Oppression.
Okay, but while we're on that topic, of course, talking about the fact that there are those, those recommendations from the Ministry of Education and Sports. Then there's also you talking about kickbacks at NTV, which feeds into the whole misappropriation of funding that should be going to the right places, right? Do you have any particular evidence for some of these things that you talk about when you go on media?
The evidence I spoke about was the PS's thing.
The PS.
And the reply.
And then the kickbacks for NTV, do you have any evidence
now, you see,
for that?
With that, you're saying, like, you're also trying to say I've started...
I am asking a question. I have not said anything.
No.
I'm just asking.
These are things you hear.
Yes. Because
and I'm sure you've heard.
Yes, I hear this.
You've heard.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying Dr. Gwe is corrupt. That is his cross to carry.
His cross.
He has to go and balance his books whatsoever and so to speak. But
yes,
the information we've had or the rumors we hear is he claims the disorganization down.
Yes.
The federations. What is bringing him? Problems up there.
Yes.
Failure to account down this side, which is a problem for him.
Yeah.
So he delays maybe to submitting the reports and ABC and D, stuff like that, because of the initial disorganization back down this side. Now, Ruben, you've been given 2.5 billion shillings by government, really.
Yes.
Tournament is marvelous. Everyone has come, successful, colorful. Everyone has gotten back home safe. And then now, of course, there's also what they call accountability on the player side. We've been seeing you on TV, my man, captain. We've been seeing you every time. Oh, captain. So you need to account to your people also. You get? You need to account to your people.
Okay. So, earlier on we talked about the right channels or the right procedures, which is something that got you into a bit of a stick with the image rights. Did you try to maybe make an inquiry with the powers that be for this particular one before maybe you went to social media?
Which particular one?
This one, in regards to you talking about some of those funding things.
You want me to write to the PS?
Not the PS. You're supposed to go to the union. First of all, the first thing you are supposed to ask is why the money that was promised for, let's say, match day fees was not 1 million, but it's $100.
So you think we haven't asked?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Me, I told you, Ivan. I'm just asking questions and enjoying a beer. You buy a first toast.
Don't bring that
first toast.
Don't bring
then
that.
I want you to know.
Don't bring our areas into this other issue of.
One thing I want you to realize is that I want us to take our fans or our listeners and viewers as they are not 5-year-olds, but let us project
adults,
that they are. Let us explain it to them as if they are 5-year-olds, so they get a proper understanding, so that people know where we are. That is why I'm asking some of these questions, sometimes maybe more than once, so that there is a full understanding of what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just asking about that. Did you maybe go through the right channels before you went to social to maybe talk about some of your sentiments that you think this time around?
So you've been talking about what is it called? You, Ruben, you've been talking about having a platform to negotiate. And did you go through the right channel?
The platform to talk to you?
Yes, you had to talk to the athletes coming together. I've been seeing you tweeting.
Yes,
did you go through the right channel?
Yes, I did. I always go through the right channels. I did. And
did you
see,
put?
okay, let us even be very, very candid. You see, even us as fat cats, for some one reason or the other, we have been portrayed as picking a side. But a media brand is not supposed.
In fact, first of all, I am very happy you're here. Today we are talking rugby, serious things that affect athletes. All the time you go on Newgos, I don't know what. Things that don't make sense to some of us.
Ivan, we have a perfect balance between our different audiences.
You have not mentioned about athletes' welfare in a long time. You know, I've been following you people in my Kamoli there.
Ivan, were you part of our space when we talked about the image rights and we had a lawyer, Harold Atukwase, come on and properly dissect that contract?
So after that, what
we cannot do everything for you, Ivan. We are a media brand. We are supposed to provide a platform for you to speak, for another party to speak.
In fact,
Ivan, didn't I look for you to talk about image rights?
You've taken
yes or no? First, give me a yes or no.
No, you just said we needed to talk. You didn't say.
I told you, Ivan, whenever you are ready, let us speak. And then you told me when you're ready, you're going to hit me up.
Yes, because at that time things were hot. And
yes,
I didn't want to step in
your
things.
But you see,
but let me tell you,
okay, as you're saying, and I'm not trying to point fingers at you.
No, you're not. But
I'm trying to show people that we have to go through the right channels.
And even as the right channels.
Your channels are different. Now your channels, of course, you speak to the CEO, the president,
after the president,
and the TM.
The direct link between the athletes. In fact, I represent all the athletes in Uganda, Magomu, rugby players in Uganda.
Fair enough. I cannot dispute that.
To speak on their behalf because I am part of them and I am them.
Yes.
I know what I go through.
Okay.
The trainings we go through.
Yes.
The time we put in as athletes.
Yes.
And when we come to say, okay, guys, man, it's ABC and D, you look at us like, does not really make sense. So, Ruben, thank God today, Fatcast, we are talking about something serious. It's the first time I've heard you talk about, okay, minus that. But even before then, you had never brought it up.
You pick and choose what you want to listen to on Fat Cats. We have serious and unserious.
You guys be there, new goals, manya, what?
We have
time for new goals is over. By the way, time for fans enjoying is over. Let me tell you people.
Fans are supposed to enjoy. That's how they come back to the sport.
Yes.
Your disciples.
The fans have enjoyed for a long time.
Ivan's disciples.
The fans have enjoyed for a long time.
Now the players should enjoy.
The guys up have enjoyed for a long time. The sponsor has enjoyed really well. It is now time for us to also start enjoying.
Okay.
Am I? Do you agree or you don't agree?
I agree.
Because Ruben,
I believe one thing you forget, I think, Ivan, is that I was a player, Ivan.
So why did you quit?
Why did I quit? Ivan,
be honest.
There are so many other things. Why did I quit?
The main reason was player welfare. You broke your leg, you're not looked after very well, you came back, tried to make a comeback to the same story, said, oh, I can't get them for young. Am I lying? Look at the camera and tell them.
Ivan, it was part. It was part. No. I'm going to be honest. It was part of it. But Ivan, one thing I looked at in that situation is that I was in a position to be able to take care of myself. Because my club, I will be very honest, covered like 1 or 2 sessions of my physiotherapy. And I had to cover everything else for myself. Yes. And that was part of the case. But then I got busier. I was growing older and I got more responsibility. So I could not make time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You as Ruben, what have you done to help the other athletes? You don't want to be like you.
We are literally sitting on a platform that I started to give a voice to you players. A voice that we did not have. Ivan.
The voice then was about new goals.
Ivan. No, Ivan.
Irrelevant issues.
Ivan, now you and I grew up when we were younger and rookies. In the time when we were rugby players, there was no such thing as a voice like this one where you can have conversations.
It was not there.
It was not there. But
now you agree things have changed?
Things are changing. Things are bound to change. But I am going to dispute one thing. You cannot say that everything we talk about is Nigos. We have had a conversation with Herbert Mensah. We have had a conversation with President Tonchu.
Have you ever had a conversation about player? Well, that time I was banned. Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me? And
Ivan, I again am going to retaliate this. Ivan, I asked you to come. You said you're going to come at when the time is right.
Because then everyone has labeled me.
But I want you to agree that I invited you.
No, we spoke.
When the camera is there.
Yes, we spoke.
Agree or don't agree?
We met with Ruben. We spoke. The man told me. I told him, no, Ruben, it is very hot now.
So that is not on Fat Cats.
Anyway, let me know. It is very hot. But now we are here. So
Anyway, let's continue.
Ivan, Ivan Magomu, I've been very blessed.
Yes.
Honestly.
You have.
From Smack to Hana to Namiriango. Top.
Yes.
You know, Ruben, you know.
Man.
You know, you cannot dispute this. Top.
Yes.
I will say this, we are 3 in our generation. Justin Chimono, Philip Okorat, Ivan Magomu.
Yes.
We did amazing things through high school to where we are now.
Yes.
It's not easy for a player like Ivan Magomu, who should be a model of Uganda rugby. Right now we are speaking, a model of Uganda rugby. I've been through the schools, the traditional rugby playing schools. I've been through all the age grade system, from high school, under 20, senior team.
Yes.
So if I come out
Yeah.
and talk about these things now, it has just not started now, Ruben. Started way back when we were playing for beer. Remember, I came out. I told our guys, we are tired of playing for beer. We moved on to monies. That was a good step. The image issues right happened. Spoke about it. We are waiting. Hopefully, we shall sit on a round table and discuss a better way forward. You get it? So, if one of the best or the best players of our generation comes out and says, but you people know, you're punishing this man for nothing. Have you used the proper channels? Why haven't they also wrote to Philip and said, you bring the game into Disrepute? Because he knows.
Yes.
He knows. He knows what it means to be a top athlete.
Could it be that maybe for you have a bit of a track record?
Which one?
You have been convicted by this DC previously, so
I have been in DC from the time I was in high school to now.
Ivan,
and
by
the
the
DC
way,
is not because of what or what.
Ivan, you're a certified criminal.
I'm not a
from
criminal.
Snack.
I'm not,
Okay, not
what is the
criminal.
definition of
Okay, I don't know how I can term the
I am
word
real.
properly.
Look,
It-
I am
it is
a
being
real guy. I will tell you it's ABC and D. I do not like the way you're treating ABC and D. I don't think it is.
So you
just
say
and
it as
proper.
it is.
How come? I am the most loved student in all those schools. I can tell you from Smack, my year till even when I left, I was still beloved. Went to Namiriango. You know what happened in Namiriango. How come? And even now, how come you people don't ask questions like, how come the players love Magomu so much? The players themselves.
What do you think we should attribute that to?
Attribute that to? I am one of their own.
You're one of their own.
I am them, they are me. I'm one of their own.
Okay.
And I am helping them.
So, of course, as we're recording this, the Uganda Rugby Union has not put out a statement
That
yet.
is it.
And but from what we got from the audio that was released, from what happened in the DC, you have been stripped of captaincy of the rugby cranes, 15s, and banned for 6 months from any rugby activities. What are your thoughts when you had that particular ruling?
I was not surprised.
You're not surprised.
I was not surprised.
You had something where you
I was not
requested to
surprised.
speak,
I was
and
not
you told
surprised.
them that when they go back home to their children and their families, they should reflect on it. And then Madame Geraldine Akubu perceived it as a threat.
I can tell you this, and my lawyer mentioned it and it's on record.
Yes.
The DC sat, but from the onset, it was really biased. That I can tell you.
Really? Okay.
Onset.
So you do not think it was a fair hearing?
Never. To you, is it fair?
I was not there. I had what I had.
You had. For you, what do you think?
Me, I had someone giving a ruling.
What do you think about the ruling?
I am okay. Personally, you're putting me in a tricky situation, and you think I don't see what you're doing. But one thing you should know is me.
Anyway,
what I think genuinely, before you say what you're saying, genuinely, putting the game into disrepute is something that is very subjective. that it goes according to what the perception of the union is. What is disrepute? Is you have not repped someone, you have not done something bad.
Thank you very much.
So it goes back to them and what their parameters are. But then I also want to remind you one thing, Ivan. When you are signing contracts at national team and everything, they are tied to what they call a code of conduct.
Which contract did you sign, my friend?
You have your contracts that you sign that delegate what you're supposed to be paid. So you want to tell me you guys go and play for the nation without any sort of
These
signing?
are the things I've been fighting for, Ruben.
So why do you players also do that?
I push for these things.
Why do you players go and play without any contracts? You're a lawyer, Ivan. Why do you guys do that?
No. You see, at times, if you love your country very much, there's what they call patriotism, Ruben.
Yes.
You love the sport of rugby.
But then you should love yourself as well. Yes. Not to put yourself in such circumstances.
Hey, so you want us to go and sit down straight and say, okay, we are not playing?
That is what your people are advocating for in social media. That is what your people are advocating.
We shall come to that. We shall come to that later. You see, sportsmen are one of the most patriotic people by now. And it is high time guys got to understood that we have a very big say.
Yeah.
And it's high time you sportsmen got to understand that Muriba carving your move. You get, without us, these guys cannot, I'm telling you, without us, Ruben, we would not even be seated here. Fat cats would not be happening. Am I lying? Ruben.
Okay, I'm listening.
You've not answered me. Without Ivan Magomu or without the sport of rugby, okay, soccer, would we be seated here?
Of course we would.
Would you have content?
We would not be seated here. We'll find content somewhere else.
So I tell you, I have pushed for contracts for these players. I have pushed for contracts.
Yes.
And whenever if you are attentive, whenever I push for contracts, there's this fella who comes and says, Magomu is inciting the boys.
Do you care to mention the said fella?
I know him, you know. I met him sometime. What's up?
What's going on?
You know,
What Agwan?
You're talking like you're about to retire. Agwan. Like, no, I retire and go away. I'm not going anywhere. What do you mean by talking about to retire? I am the Messiah of Uganda rugby.
You are the Messiah of Ugandan rugby.
Messiah.
Wow. Big statement, big shoes.
I have the key. I have the golden key.
Okay.
I have the golden key. You know that, Ruben. I have tried to imitate, to do what at least every captain will do.
Yeah.
For the country, Ruben. You know.
Yes.
Giving back to the community, going back to school, giving back to my people back home. You know the things, CSR things. You get? I know you're there. GAPSA.
Yes.
We have written to these people and told them, guys, when we are playing, to us now, Ruben, we are the golden generation. You know that? Away from the 2007, we are now the golden generation. We went through proper structures. High school was very competitive. You remember?
Yes.
To be MVP boss, you had to be top. You get?
Yeah.
We did that in high school. Right now, we're in position to pave way for the young gaming guys.
Yes.
You know, the young boys in high school who want to be like Magomu, who want to be like Philip, who want to be like, you know, any other rugby player.
Yes.
Who want to give them a softer landing. I can tell you this. If Muzei Sogi was here now, he would not be happy.
You will not be happy.
I'm telling you. It is the same thing that has happened from our legends over and over. Year in, year out. When are you guys going to stop this nonsense? I call it nonsense. Ruben, look at our legend, Herbert Wafula. Look at how he
so
went.
rest in peace.
So rest in peace. Legend, proper. You know what happened to him. Muzei Sogi, same.
Yes.
Rest in peace. We have gone through Muzei Sogi's hands. Most of us, if you've not gone through Muzei Sogi's the late, then you're not a proper. All this resistance is from Muzei Sogi. He has taught us, we learned from him, all the players, to now, the golden generation. I'm telling you, me, Pius Ogena, Philip Okorachi, so many guys, we've gone through Sogi. Do you think Sogi would be happy if his captain has been treated like this?
Oh my God. I don't think he would be happy.
And then you, who doesn't even have 20 cups, you have just come back and you're trying to show us that you Magomu, who has been through, you know, all those several hands. Muzei Sogi, I can tell you. B-Mark.
Yes.
And they've suffered the same.
Yes.
They've suffered the same, you know. You know it. They've suffered the same cause. Our legends. Why should Magomu suffer the same? Ruben, let me tell you. I mentioned being a model. I'm not bragging. I mentioned being a model of Uganda rugby. And if I failed now, you would have failed. So will Black Pirates.
Okay.
Do you understand? Do you get me, or I'm talking?
I'm getting you.
Yeah? He's done so much. Changing the industry. Inspiring so many young people.
Yeah.
To where we are now. And also, Kuvimbisa Union, I can tell you. Through high school, through law school, no one didn't know. That is Ivan Magomu, the rugby guy.
Okay.
But now, the other fella who feels is very clever.
One thing I want you to confirm for me,
yes,
with just a yes or no.
Yes.
For the rugby cranes that participated in the Rugby Africa Cup, did they have contracts or not?
No.
So the money that was given was just a word of mouth confirmation.
Which also can amount to a contract, my friend.
Yes, it can amount to a contract, a gentleman's agreement. Yes.
Amount, not even amount.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is, man, guys, so many people talk about the bad things, but they don't talk about the good things. How many people talk about Ivan Magomu trying to help these people back home?
Yes.
The rugby home, what? No, guys are not concerned about their own things. You get?
Okay.
But when Magomu comes and tweets what's on his mind, then he's putting the union into
the game in disrepute.
I am a land fella, man. You see?
I totally get what you're saying.
I have a voice of my own. I have an opinion of my own. And if that is the way they see or deem it fit, that I don't, you ban me 6 months and strip me of the captaincy for trying to do what is right for the game, then so be it, man. Like I said, I told that man I'm going to be the Messiah, but the things we are going to do here, you get shot.
Okay, so one thing I want to ask, before we get into further dissection, do you think the union has done anything positive in the last 2 years?
Yes, very much so. The big win for Uganda now is the MOU between URU and Blue Bulls. Our boys are going to benefit. It's given our boys a platform now to go and express themselves rugby-wise and see that they can improve their sport and maybe begin new life, outside Uganda. That's a very big plus the union has achieved. The other one was, of course, being able to win the bid to host
2025.
21.
Don't be crazy.
This was more so, we could see sample. Next year would be big and better, I believe.
Okay. So, going back on the other side of things now. We have talked about, of course, the ban and everything and the terms of the ban as we are waiting, of course, for the Uganda Rugby Union to share their thoughts or their official statement, actually.
Yes. Give us a copy of
have you received a because you are entitled to your right to appeal within 72 hours.
Yes.
Have you but that is after you have received the proceedings, the minutes of what happened in the DC. Have you received them? Have they given you a particular timeline when you can receive them?
No.
Okay.
See, my lawyer actually stressed it and said we shall reply to it as soon as we get it. And the time frame is 72 hours.
72 hours.
The 72 hours will begin counting as soon as we receive.
As soon as you receive,
a copy of the reply, yes. But up to now, I've not received anything from the union. So we are still waiting.
Are you going to appeal? Because I want to just hope I'm on the same wavelength with you. You said that you don't think that the hearing was fair.
It was not.
And you don't think that the calls were also fair, or the recommendations or rulings were fair.
What do you think? Ruben, I've been talking with you. What do you think?
I'm a go.
I've been having a convo, man.
Yes,
Boy, what do you think? Should I go ahead and appeal?
Me, I don't even think it should have gone to a DC, in my opinion.
Thank you very much.
I think it should have been handled differently.
But which matter exactly handled?
The second one. The first one was expired. It was expired goods. It was like getting a can of milk and it's expired.
Even the second one.
The second one can be played around in so many things, as we were talking about the code of conduct.
Which one?
There's
What
code of conduct
did I
Ivan,
break?
you've never seen a code of conduct.
The code of conduct, they say I brought the game of, I
have
spoke
it
about
somewhere
the
on my
official.
phone, but I have to
Read
dig.
to the people, read to the people. And
Yeah,
then
but okay,
we dissect it.
as all that's happened, as I'm trying to look for the code of conduct, one thing I want to understand from you is I want to confirm that you do not agree with the calls, and are you going to appeal?
We are waiting for the copy of
When
the
they
ruling.
come, will you appeal?
Yes.
Over.
The matter is, yes, we are going to appeal.
Why we go to the bush?
We are going to. No, I've been in the bush. You people, you've not been paying attention. I've been in the bush long enough. From Pirates to national team to where I am now.
Yes.
I am not here by mistake. Many of you have been thinking I'm captain by mistake. No. I am captain by merit.
By
Merit 100. Ruben, you know it.
Yes.
Confirm. Look at the camera.
Yes, he is a
and
captain
confirm.
by merit.
Merit. I never bought anyone to be captain. I worked hard
You worked hard.
to be captain. And let me tell you,
Yes.
2021, it had been some time, COVID, what? There hadn't been some rugby for it.
Yeah.
And 15th rugby had also been forgotten about. We work hard, we get on the verge of qualifying for World Cup, and this is where we are ending up.
Do you feel like 15's rugby was neglected?
Do I feel like it was neglected?
Yes.
It wasn't neglected as per se. Of course, COVID and all stuff like that. It wasn't neglected.
Because
Affected so many.
any serious rugby of 15's bar 2022 started in 2023.
But of course, we sampled them and
They
they
even
realized that
cancelled
15
games and whatnot.
They realized that 15 is the big thing. With 15, and the numbers, you attract government.
So I'm looking at
and
the
business.
player conduct that all players are supposed to adhere to.
Yes.
Point 1 says a player shall take all possible steps to promote the reputation of the Uganda Rugby Union and the Rugby Cranes. 2, a player will be required to promote the game and shall do nothing whatsoever to bring the game of rugby into disrepute. Point 3 says a player shall conduct himself or herself at all times in an ethical and professional manner and shall observe the highest standards of integrity and fair dealings within and without the rugby fraternity. But I think what caught my mind the most was point 5. A player shall make no public criticism of any match official, team official, union official, club official, players, employee of own union or clubs, sponsor or partners, supporters or fans. So basically, there is no public criticism of anyone in that docket.
What did I criticize? Repeat for them. Repeat for them. A player shall do?
A player shall make no public criticism of any match official, team official, union official, club official, players, employee of own union or club, and then sponsor or partner or supporter of all fans. So basically anyone, any stakeholder within the game, whether it is someone directly involved or someone that is offering support from outside. In this case, maybe they are trying to allude to National Council of Sports, which has been supporting for the recently concluded Rugby Africa Cup and other tournaments. And me, I'm just stating what is here and maybe what the implication is.
No,
Yes.
in this they're referring to Dr. Guel.
Yes.
Does Dr. Guel work for the union?
He does not work for the union, but recently he has been in a supporting factor since the Uganda Rugby Union needed to have the government of Uganda and and National Council of Sports involved in the preparations for the Rugby Africa Cup. So do you think that, doesn't he fall into one of those dockets?
Did I mention anything about the Rugby Africa Cup? You can look for my
You
statement.
mentioned one of the people that is within that space.
Of a public of a document meant for the public. Does it make sense? Dr. Goyle works for, we can say, the government of Uganda.
Yes.
Right? Does it work for the union? Does it work for the union?
No.
Is he the president of the union?
No.
Is he a sponsor of URU?
Debatable, but he's not a sponsor.
He's not a sponsor. The sponsor of URU, it's government.
But there is support coming in.
It is government.
So you say
it is coming from government.
Okay.
It is coming from government.
Okay.
And you see, an accounting officer is like a person government entrusts.
Yes.
Their money.
Yes.
We've entrusted you with taxpayers' money. Please make sure it is used in appropriate terms.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
And then the litmus test comes and says, of course the auditors come and say, man, we have tried to balance books, but we have failed to find ABC and D. They give the report to the PS, and PS releases the letter.
Okay.
So me replying to the letter, I'm replying to, like it's a matter of interest. I am a Ugandan. I am replying to the letter from the permanent secretary saying Dr. Ogoil is ABC and D. I have not said as Ivan Magomu that Dr. Ogoil has ABC and D.
Yes, you're replying to a letter. Yeah.
So why are you trying to say I've brought the game of sport? It is actually them who have brought the game of rugby into disrepute.
I feel like this whole situation has really tarnished the game.
Who? By who? Brought by who?
Anyway,
Who by who?
You and them, whoever is in the arm wrestle situation.
You see, you've answered yourself. There is nowhere there that.
Anyway, like I said, from a neutral point of view, I really feel like this should have been avoided. This could have been handled in a different manner.
I have told you of a certain gentleman.
But
I need to sit down with him and he tells the people the truth. The people the truth. You tell the people the truth because
fair enough.
You cannot come after a model student, captain, in that manner.
With everything that has been happening, there is this sentiment that it's a bit of a witch hunt. Do you agree or disagree with that sentiment?
I agree, and the people who know. Gentleman X who has been, on my head, literally what in my head. I don't know why, but we shall establish that in the near future.
Okay. So, why would, from your understanding, why would someone witch hunt Ivan Magomu?
Ivan Magomu, first of all, he's outspoken. He's real, straight.
So does that mean there's a surge on people who are all players who are outspoken in the game?
Yes, we could call it a dictatorship operation in so many ways. But some of us don't back down easily.
Okay.
If I tell you want me to go to the World Cup, and I'm telling you this is how it's supposed to be, at least we've traveled, we've seen, we've shared notes with our compatriots who are, doing pro now. They tell you it's supposed to be ABC and D, and if you really have the dream and the goal of reaching the World Cup, then things are supposed to be aligned in a proper way, not coming around and trying to play with us like we are kids. Not kids.
So earlier on we talked about an appeal, and you confirmed that when you receive, of course, the minutes.
Yes, we are waiting for the copy of the ruling. Then,
of course,
then we proceed.
Once you receive the minutes, then you will have 72 hours to appeal. And you confirm that you and your team is going to appeal.
We are appealing.
Okay.
If you look at the.
But now you already said that those guys are. Or you don't think that the committee was fair. Why would you appeal to the same group of people that you think are unfair?
You are setting precedent. You want to show them that what they are doing is not fair.
Okay, what if it doesn't work out?
What do you mean it didn't work out?
What if you take your appeal?
You listen to the facts.
Yes, and I'm saying, what if you take your appeal and then it's still...
the Ugandans will know where we stand.
So there is no other further level that it can be taken?
After appeal, then we shall discuss. Of course, from here we are going to appeal. If we shall go to World Rugby. After that, then we can look for other sources. But I can tell you that the further we go, the more money. So, and our case is strong.
Okay.
Very strong.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that were shared by my team, and then we'll probably talk about maybe a bit of what's happening online and the social media and the unionization as well. But first question I want to ask is your ban going to lead to your retirement from the sport? Because you have been stripped of the captaincy of the national team 15s, and then you've been given a 6 months ban. 6 months is ideally going to take us to the end of the year. The next tournament's preparation is going to start at the beginning of next year. And with the smoke that you're coming with right now on social media and the attention, do you think you're the kind of player that they would want in camp going forward?
Who?
The team, the coaches, the management, and that are run by the union.
My players stand with me.
Yes.
Because they know what's on ground.
So you believe that you're going to be part of the 2025 Rugby Cranes?
Yes, why not?
Fighting for Rugby World Cup qualification,
I can tell
which
you.
has actually been streamlined. I don't know if you've had a look at the things. Either you win Rugby Africa or you're going to the Asia playoff rather than the repechage, which had so many other kavuyo. Yes. Now it is clear. Africa plays Asia, not Canada. What?
We are waiting for the copy of the ruling. From the copy of the ruling, we appeal. The faster, the quicker the matter is handled, the better we get to know where we stand. But of course, we can see all the charges are just really. I don't know how to term it, but they call it what? Frivolous. Stuff frivolous.
So,
but don't cut me short.
Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. Me, I'll drink my beer.
Low school man. But I'll tell you. Wait, Ruben. Let me tell you, we are going to appeal. 6 months is a long time. You know, these are people trying to actually stop our dream of getting to the World Cup. But so be it. If I don't get to play next year's tournament, I'll have set precedent. I'll have left, I'll have bowed out knowing, man, I gave it my best. 1, for my country. 2, how do you want to be remembered? At least before I give up the armband, or if I retire, I'd like to be remembered as ABC and D, what I've done for the sport. But if it's to come prematurely, it will be decided in the future. So we are really waiting for the decision. We appeal the decision and then get to see what they have to say, then we can advise.
So what happens? I know you've sort of not answered this question, but what happens in case the appeal is not successful?
It's not successful.
In case it's not successful,
I've been banned.
So you're going to really push up to the top levels. Of course, when I watched your lawyer's interview, he talked about, of course, appealing to Rugby Africa, appealing to World Rugby, then appealing to the Court of Arbitrations for Sport. So is that what you are going to go for?
Yes, we are setting precedent. Why not? Want to show them how incompetent that DC is or was, and proper mechanisms should be set up, for such matters. Hey, we are going to appeal. We are going to go till the end. It would be okay me not playing rugby till I don't know when, but we are going to appeal the matter. I know I'm innocent, and all these were brought just to stop me from the right cause.
Ivan, this case, yes, I do believe I love player welfare because I have been a player, but I believe in a way it sets you in a certain light. And I think the conversations I have about you, I always say Ivan Magomu has achieved what everyone can achieve in local rugby in Uganda.
Yes.
And there are any potential contracts abroad that you may be affected for yourself?
I've gotten
we have seen Adrian Casito now go to France.
I've gotten so many straight from campus, I think year 2 to now. But of course, there's always that discipline of finishing school, The first went begging. I think I'd gotten a scholarship to go to University of Ohio. 2015. I was supposed to pay, they gave me a scholarship of 15K off, so I was supposed to pay around 22 per year, but it went begging. This was 2015. Who would you run to, the money and stuff like that. 2017, Dreadlock Rasta, 18, teams came calling.
That's actually my favorite Ivan Magomu. Dreadlock Ivan Magomu.
We've done it all. We've done it all. People think we are here by mistake. No, we've not just come.
Magomu, you've gone through phases in your life.
Yes, yes, I have done everything an athlete has to do. And me.
Dreadlock Magomu is my goat.
When some of you just come and appear now and think you're the Cameños of the sport, my friend, we shall put you in your lane. These days, boy, we are tough. We are tough because the Cameños is too much, especially from.
Do you have any regrets from the action taken from this period of time?
Our regrets, of course, you sit back and have regrets like, but of course, why didn't I take my chances? You know, why didn't I go pro? I didn't mention. I finished when I got done with campus. I got a team.
You got a team?
Yes, in France.
Ivan, why did you take all these chances?
I had to go to LDC. No, listen. I had to go to LDC. Man, you have to finish the thing.
You have to finish books.
You have to finish. I'm so grateful, Ruben. I'm so grateful. I was so patient. And I had the discipline. Otherwise, I don't know what I would be doing now. Honestly, you know what happens with our...
But at 30 years now, do you think that because...
Yeah? With that.
You're 30, Ivan Magomu. We're the same age.
Both. I'm not age. Just because I was playing...
Okay, how old are you?
Better than you, then that mean we are age-based. Boss,
you had to tell people that you're playing better than me. But okay, it's okay.
You Ugandans confuse talent for age.
Okay, how old are you, Ivan Magomu? Ivan Magomu, I was reading your Wikipedia recently. You were born on 6th September 1993. I don't know.
Who made the Wikipedia? Now, let me break for you. Let me break for you how that age came into. 2011.
Yes. Form 6.
There's a wise man.
My Form 6, not your Form 6.
There's a wise man called Ramsey. So I make the team for under 19.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
But I was still young. But of course then there was no, the age thing and stuff. So you know Ramsey is. He goes and ta. I had to be on the team. But you want to know who made the Wikipedia? I want to know who made it.
I don't know. I just go on Google and I search. So, there's no that it was made by so and so.
Ivan Magomu
is how old?
He's 28 years. Many of you have confused age for talent. No, my friend.
Yeah, so officially we have that Ivan is 28 years old.
I don't know who made the Wikipedia, man. If you made the Wikipedia, go and change.
Ivan, 28 years, you were born in what year?
96. I was born in what year? 96.
Okay.
Yeah. I look like I was born in what year?
Ivan, we have been fighting so many battles.
Anyway, Ruben, I was playing with you, my friend.
That's why I'm saying. I don't understand how you're still in your 20s. But I'm not going to argue about it. Let's go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. My last particular question. Don't make me feel so old.
You're not trying to make me your age to be old. No. I am almost there, but I'm not there. Don't force me to cross the...
How do you think your decisions and the actions you have taken are impacting the stakeholders in the game? Because...
Who are the stakeholders?
The stakeholders in the game are a number of stakeholders. One, the sponsor. Yes, there's the players.
The biggest stakeholder.
One.
Me,
listen, let me first list them. The players, the sponsor, the fourth estate, the media, and other potential people that want to come into the sport but see all the career that's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
How? Is it the question?
How do you think it affects the game?
The way I do what?
The decisions and the actions you've currently taken.
The actions and decisions I make to my players. I've mentioned it. Get off your phone, Ruben. I'm talking to you.
I'm listening. I'm just going because we're going into a social media. Okay, I'm listening to you. Magomu, you're very strict. You're like your fans.
Yes, me, I'm a straight guy. I'm straight.
Your fans do not allow any alternative opinions.
No. To the stakeholders, the big ones, number one, the players, have changed their capacity, their thinking capacity.
Okay.
They now get to understand that, boss, we can actually benefit from our talent. You get?
Okay.
Hey, we can actually do ABC and D and see to it that we can make ends meet through our talent.
Okay.
Second, You said the sponsor.
The sponsor.
Yes. How do my actions do what?
Impact
The sponsor. Of course, both ways, positively and negatively. They'll come with the thing of disrepute, but that is of the lesser. The positive ones now will get them to understand that, yes, you've done a good job, invested heavily in rugby, but don't forget that rugby has also played a big part in your success as the sponsor. True or false?
True.
Thank you very much. So, what we are crying to the sponsor now is, yes, we've done all this, but now, how about us? The core product, the entertainers.
Yeah.
You get? The influencers, the fans are enjoying.
Yes.
You call them third estate, what? Fourth estate, is enjoying.
Are you sure they enjoy?
They get the content. They get the content to move their thing. How about us now who are on the stage, dancing, stooling guys, getting guys and laugh. How about us? Someone stools you and guys troll you on Twitter the whole day and you're going home with 40k, 50k, no boss. No. That needs to be looked into properly. Let me tell you, we've been negotiating from the onset. Quiet, peacefully, slowly, advocating for this, but it reaches a point where you have to be a bit radical. You have to come out and let's say, a beehive. So you know to know that we are around. Okay. So they've done a good job. Now special. They've been releasing the money to the union. Now we're asking the union, we have players who are carrying the sport. What is it? Where are we benefiting from? You get?
Yeah.
That is it. So you'd like to thank Now Special. They've done a recommendable job, but now we've come out as athletes and we're saying, boss, what about us?
What about you?
What about us? You get? In that way, the sport is going to grow. We want the sport to grow. We all wish the sport well. No one is out there to say, we don't want, this or this to happen. No. There are good strides that have been made. Everyone needs to benefit from it. We need to be one united thing, society, and we realize, growth from it. But otherwise, if you continue this disorganization, we are going to continue rumaring as our friends go.
So there is one thing called a utopia, a perfect world. In a perfect world, what do you think the average rugby player is supposed to be earning?
There's no perfect world.
Yes. But I'm saying, okay, ideally,
an average Uganda.
I'm sure when you're starting all these efforts, you have a dream. What do you think
a national team player?
A national team player and a club player.
A national team player should be getting a decent amount, really.
What is decent?
Given the time, given the time they put in, away from their families, away from their jobs, they need to be put on contract and say, okay, every month, let's say you're getting this amount of money. You get?
Yeah.
You set standards. You're like, but if you do not hit this fitness level, you're deducted. If you do not go to the gym and you get,
so there should be particular KPIs to meet this amount of money. Which amount of money is this, Ivan? At least which suggestion do you have?
What do you mean? No.
For a national team player.
I can say,
yes,
man, rugby is growing.
Yes.
Literally, we don't want to overstretch it. Us as actually even athletes of Uganda, we don't need much.
Yeah.
Comfortable. Just make a player's life a bit comfortable and they'll give you 100%. I cannot dictate on the sum or sums of money.
Yes,
no, we
I'm
don't
not
get
saying
as much
you dictate on the sum. I am saying you just state that this would be at least within the range of something ideal. Yes, a bare minimum.
The least.
Yes.
The least a national team player should be getting. That is going into camp. Like, see, let's say it's been cold, now you're going into camp. Should be okay, let's say 0.5.
500,000. That is weekly, monthly. We have to make sure.
You see, I'm just saying that.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Just give you an example.
Yes.
Now, when you make the national team, you're going into camp. Your contract should be stating clearly. Now you've made the cream de la cream.
Yes.
23 going to represent Uganda. You're going into camp for this. This is the amount of money you're leaving home.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say getting you into camp.
Yes.
Minus the game allowance, winning
Yes.
bonuses and all that.
This is minus those allowances. Yeah.
Man, someone leaves the tournament when they are covered. But you're leaving a tournament with 1.5. I don't know, does it make sense? Does it add up? You, if you want to qualify and go to the World Cup. But there's room for improvement.
There is room for improvement. I mean, by the fact that we're having these conversations, there was a time when those things were not being had.
Nothing. I
remember there was a time when there was a mini strike where they were having 150,000 being paid to them per game instead of $150.
Same story.
Yes. And I think you're even part of that team, Ivan.
Then I had no problems. I was still a young man.
Yes.
Coming through the ranks. So I was a kurutu down there. You don't really, you know. But we've come through the system now. Things have changed, Ruben. The economy has changed. Sport has grown.
The economy again.
So these are the things that need to be looked into.
Okay. So we have talked about all of this stuff, but now you have created what they call a ripple effect on social media. There is so much that is happening on social media. People are arguing, people are saying stuff, some people are very angry. Now, before we get into all the comments and whatever is happening, players have seen your stand. What is the way forward? Because there is a certain sector of players and fans saying we should boycott all rugby activities and not partake so they can hear us out. There are those who are saying that maybe we should take a different point of view, a different approach. You, as the pioneer, what do you think the way to go should be?
The way forward?
Yes.
In regards to
now you have put this out, now the statement has been put out. Keep in mind, it hasn't been put out, but the information from the audio has come out, and people are not happy with the ruling. They are saying it's very unfair. They are agreeing with you, but now, how should people go about this to go forward, to carry the momentum? What do you think players should do? Should they quit and not play? What should they do?
No.
What should they do?
My advice to the players is, it has come to our attention. This is a national matter.
A national matter.
National matter. It has come to our attention, guys. You know what's happening, all the injustice and all this castigation and stuff. I don't advise you boycott the games. No. They didn't serve the game right, or the spirit of Ubuntu and what sports stands for. So my advice is, this is to the teams themselves. We need to sit down, especially the club captains, and see to it that we have one voice. See to it that we can maybe unionize as athletes and be able to be heard when these dealings are happening.
Yes.
We have an athlete representative sitting on the board. Yes. We shall come up with a recommendation. I've been pushing for this. I've been talking to the athletes, various club captains, which has come to their attention, and most of them, I can see it on camera, stand with me, minus a few. Of course, if we sit down and come to it and see that we can speak under one voice, then we shall have our points put across.
Okay.
Yes. The issue of boycotting, really, guys, no. I don't think we need to go down that route. Rugby is happening in Mbale this weekend. That's my home area, home and bred in Mbale. Just like other districts have been benefiting, Jinja. The last time there was Gulu benefiting from the rugby. So should my town. Really, this is a national concern that should be addressed. Yes, it's a concern. We need to address it, but doesn't mean we hold or put a stop to the sevens. No, guys, go to Mbale, showcase your talent, have a look at Mbale town, look at the beautiful sceneries, get to enjoy Mbale food, get to enjoy the nightlife of Mbale. You know, it's what sport should be about. After the hard work, you get to enjoy, and you know, and the fans too. So, yes, it's happened to the players and the fans. I appreciate you stand with me. Really great. I'm not going to put down the guns. I'm not going to stop fighting for your rights already. I've been made look the bad one, the impossible one. But like I mentioned, experience is the best teacher. I posed the question to you and said, why is it I may not be popular but amongst my own peers, they love me so. So let's not boycott the games, guys. We carry on with the program. As we await the decision, I'm not going to put down the guns. We are going to push for our agenda, but the first thing should be us trying to unionize as rugby players first, then we can carry it on from there.
So what's a step to be taken for unionizing to come? Because it has tried to happen before and it failed. What can be done this time around to make sure that it happens right?
No, everyone is behind us now. Everyone is speaking the same language, and guys now notice that athletes need to be compensated in one or the other. Everyone now gets to appreciate that. So guys, please go to Mbale, enjoy Mbale town, have fun, enjoy your rugby. Do not boycott on anything. I want you guys to come home, review my town, have the ambience, enjoy the nightlife, and come back to Kampala and tell people how amazing Mbale is. The issues of rugby now shall be discussed. We are waiting for the ruling. We are going to appeal. The matter of athletes' welfare still remains to be, is still at the forefront. This I'm going to push, and I'll be letting you know through the various communications on the steps we are going to take to see to it that you have one voice and you speak under one voice.
Yeah, so definitely Ivan Magomu says that he's going to communicate on the steps to be taken going forward with his campaign, of course, and what he wants to do for player welfare. But however, he advocates that players should not quit playing or boycott playing the current national sevens that are going to Mbale, which is interestingly his hometown. Basically, and that is what he's saying, that players should go and respect the game and play for the game. So
even the fans,
please
come and enjoy
travel and enjoy different cultures. You can't be going to Chadon every weekend. You can't be going to Kings Park every weekend. Enjoy some Mbale.
Let's show you around. Let's show you some.
Over you're just being a marketing manager
but
for
anyway, no. The thing is, fans, please. I'd like to thank you for standing by me. You really get to understand now that the athlete also matters now. It shouldn't stop us from going to enjoy the game all love. This is a small issue. It will be handled. Being stripped of the captaincy, I mentioned to a certain gentleman that I'm not on the team because I'm captain. I'm on the team because of merit. So it is a very big issue. We are waiting for them to reply to us. We've extended our arm to them. We are waiting for them to discuss the way forward in regards to the matter. As regards to the matter, if it is not handled well, then we shall discuss, shall take another course of action.
In your opinion, if you're not reinstated as captain, who would you want to be the captain of the Rugby Cranes?
Captain of the Rugby Cranes.
Who do you think is fit to be captain of the Rugby Cranes?
No, that is the matter. That is the technical matter. I am a player. It's beyond me. I don't choose to who be captain or not. So,
okay, as we finalize now, I just want these are just some of the responses, but I want you to give me quick fire answers. Yes. We put out a social media post saying uncovering facts. Ivan Magomu, what's your question or comment? And then first person is saying legend.
Yes, I'm a legend, my friend.
You believe you're a legend?
I am a legend. You don't know?
I don't know if I know.
Ruben, tell the people.
You say even Jesus, from the hometown where he was, they did not consider him that big.
Yes.
But outside there, he was considered that big. So Ivan, I have fought with you
from
so long. But I will say you're a great player.
I am a legend of rugby in you. I am a Ugandan rugby legend.
You know, Ivan, we're supposed to have a different podcast with you about your journey of rugby. That is when I will admit. I will admit it.
Supposed to talk. I am a legend.
Okay. So, Risk Taker on social media is saying boycotting rugby games means frustrating union and also breaking that sexual network. What do you have to say about that?
Frustrating union,
and breaking the section network.
Breaking the section network.
I'm not adding anyone, so I'm just mentioning the comments.
Section network. Man, you guys, you come to Mbale and just enjoy it.
Yes.
You come to Mbale. I want everyone to enjoy nightlife. What? Hey,
we always advocate for you to please have safe.
Don't. This is now bringing the union into disrepute, like we've said, boycotting and ABC. And it's not going to solve the issue.
Yes.
We can work on the issue as the games go forward. Yes.
Zeno Owora Othienos, the housing mafia, says, "Dear Ivan Magomu, don't appeal that judgment. Let us see who the real cowards and sellouts are. Let us sit by the riverbank and watch the bodies float."
Yeah, Zeno's
Do you appeal that you shouldn't appeal?
Zeno?
Do you agree that you shouldn't appeal? That you just watch it and watch and see who can be able to jump?
Let's wait for the copy of the ruling to come. This also is going to determine. But
okay.
It's his thinking, it's his school of thought, and he's right to say that.
Okay, and I'm seeing Swaib Raul Kanyike, who is a journalist of sports, says that where rugby is, soccer was there decades ago. Who recalls how Captain Majid Musisi left the Cranes? Difference is that soccer was or is a bunch of illiterate players, while rugby is for, in quotes, educated elite lot.
Yes.
I've been lucky to be in both. Trust me, the elite Ugandans are BS.
Yes.
That's what he says. What are your thoughts on that?
Kanyike thought. I have no thought on that. And although he's stating his facts, I cannot be.
Do you think Uganda? Do you think rugby can pull off what football pulled off?
Why not? Why not? Yes, it can. It can. We have the potential to do so.
Okay. And then the final one will be from a man who has recently been in the Kadukulu for marching to Parliament, and he's out here clearly showing that he is not resting. That is Bernard Ewalu, who is commonly known as B-Wall.
Yes.
People like Ivan Magomu should be applauded and awarded some of this country's highest honors for the bravery they display in talking truth to power. Someone who's unrepentant and unapologetic about the improved welfare of players is a hero. Period. I see many people in there. Show more.
Yes, no, B-Wall, the first says it all. He's come out to say it, and 100% I stand with him.
Yes,
because he understands. He's a sports fan, big. I don't know if he's played sports before, but you've seen.
Yeah,
and you know he's a merchant for change. You know? He's concerned about his country and corruption. I'd like to applaud him for the perseverance. Him and his friends, what they went through, they set the tone, and we are now following through, the example they set for us. But he's absolutely right. I've been saying it. My unapologetic ways is because I am straight. Why am I straight? It's because I speak truth to power. Why do I speak truth to power? I don't fear danger.
You don't fear danger?
Yes, I don't fear danger. I tell you the truth. If it sits well with you, if it doesn't sit well with you, then maybe we can discuss about it later. And also, last but not least, when you speak truth to power, you're scaring those who think they know how to scare.
Okay.
The ones who feel they're bad guys in scaring. You've scared them. So that is me, Ivan Magomu. By speaking truth to power and calling out these injustices, you're scaring those who think have the power to scare.
Every time we have a conversation, Ivan Magomu, I think it's a really great experience, whether it's after a game and we are talking about whether it's on general matters, we have always talked about these things.
Yes.
I mean, I always tell people that me and Magomu have had a very interesting relationship from the times we were playing Uganda Cup, when we would even hold ourselves like this, and we're like, you know what, but thank you for sharing your journey, your story about everything.
Ruben, you need to hear my story properly. This one we've been.
This is, of course, we're definitely going to have a different one with our proper podcast equipment. For those, of course, that are looking out for podcast equipment to hire, we have a variety of things that you can look out for Today we are trying to keep it as casual as possible, enjoy our beers and just talk about the things that are happening in rugby. But Ivan Magomu, what's your final thing before we really get out of here?
First of all, guys, I'd like to thank you all for standing with me. I'd like to thank my fellow players for persevering. I'd like to thank the fans and everyone who's been behind the voice, on this injustice. For a long time, no one knew, or we sportsmen have been looked at as, what do they call it, as a nobody. But this comes down to, of course, not being educated and stuff like that. Most sportsmen are getting educated. Most sportsmen are getting to understand that, it's ABC and this sports is a big business and you can benefit from it. So we just need to sit down, all stakeholders involved, and we come to it and see that, to push our sport going forward, these are the key things we need to look at, with the player welfare issue coming at the forefront. If you don't believe in that, then we shall choose other ways of moving our message. But the issue of boycotting and stuff like this, it may look really bad. But I mean, people need to come to my hometown. You need to come and see how beautiful Mbale is. You need to come and enjoy the scenery, the different cultures, the nightlife in Mbale. Boycotting the sevens, to me, would mean jeopardizing or killing people's businesses. You guys have put in money, they've invested. My teammates believe they will make some proceeds out of the tournament, so it would be really selfish of me to stop people from coming to my hometown because of the injustice. No, we keep our heads down, guys. Yes, it's happened, it's out there, everyone's seen it. Let's remain calm. A solution will be given to you guys, to my athletes. We are going to get organized. Let's speak under one voice. To the fans, please keep backing us and keep standing for us.
Yeah, so you've heard it definitely from Ivan Magomu. There's nothing I can add to a big man's words. And of course, special thanks to Nile Special for making this possible, and for the Gardens Nigeria. Of course, we're going to go and now just enjoy the reggae night happening every Wednesday. And just make sure that you, of course, keep it fat cats for all rugby conversations, whether it is nigos, as Ivan says, or serious stuff, as we normally do. But clearly, Ivan has reported himself that he does not watch.
Rugby.
Thank you very much for being part of the podcast, guys. See you till next time.